Hi, welcome to Your Aunties Could Never. My name's Auntie AK and I'm here with
Auntie Farah,
Auntie Nana,
Auntie Sade,
and
me. I'm got my uncle today.
yeah.
My Uncle Ace.
Uncle today, like it's never in life.
you're an uncle all the time.
Uncle all the time. Welcome to episode 122 of Your Aunties Could Never. How are you all feeling?
all right. I'm very good. I'm tired, but I'm very good.
I'm perfect because it's really cool and breezy and I'm not hot.
Oh,
Agent
go away.
of
Agent of
Antarctica.
TM copyright. Just let everybody know I invented the Agents of Antarctica and the Sun Warriors. It's going to be an animation coming soon.
Okay. I like that.
Speaking it. How are you, Uncle Ace?
I'm tired.
Why are you tired?
Good tired. It's been a busy week. So yeah, I'm just recovering.
Oh, that sounds like you'd party hard.
Yeah, it's been and I don't do that often. So I'm trying to. My body's trying to get back to what it was, but it's been a busy week.
Aunties and uncles need to recognise that
Yeah.
raving like that ain't the same.
Yeah, because in your head you think that you're 20,
100%.
and like you go out and you go hard, and then the next day you're like, I'm tired,
Yeah.
and your body aches.
Body
You know,
aches.
It's like
Why?
48 hours. 48 hours to recover properly.
Nowadays,
I can't do
isn't
it in 24 hours. Yeah, it takes a couple of days.
I mean, I can get up and about, but yeah, knees are creaking and shit. It's a sad thing. Okay, welcome to Your Aunties Could Never. This is the podcast where you hear no nonsense, straight talking from your realest favourite aunties in the world. Don't forget, we've got a Patreon. Please sign up. We have 3 tiers, people. Pick your poison and then listen for extra episodes. Watch for extra episodes. Also, what else do we have to remind the people then? Is there anything else?
To leave reviews, have you said that?
Yes, no, I haven't. Leave
Okay.
reviews, please. Positive reviews, please. Only positive reviews on Apple or Spotify, or wherever you can leave comments. Just say great things about us because we
Yeah.
are great.
Exactly.
Would you agree, Uncle Ace?
100%.
Thank you.
The greatest.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yes.
Thank you. We agree. Oh, we can't even sing that anymore, can we? Do you know what? Can I just as a pause moment?
What?
What did I find? I was looking for inspirational songs,
right.
R&B songs, and do you know how many times R. Kelly came up? And I was like,
Yeah.
that's a tune. That's a tune. It's really depressing what this guy's done to the culture.
Yeah.
Anyway, Auntie Farah, warm us up, kid.
Okay. So, because we have DJ Ace on,
Hi.
DJ.
hi. You know, I love your show.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I listen to it all the time. I get vexed when you don't come on at 10 o'clock on the dot.
I'm
What's
sorry.
with that at the
What is
moment,
happening?
FYI?
Oh, what's
It's
going on?
like, on a Friday. Oh, I don't do Fridays.
No, I know
anymore.
it, but just in general, like in the
okay.
daytime, what's this new mix that they do between 10 and 10:15?
Do
What is
you not
that?
like that?
I prefer to hear you and what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm still unsure as to whether or not it works.
Yeah.
I think it's like supposed to drive more listeners and like start the show with energy. But I've heard
I get that,
some people
because
love it, some people don't. I'm not
I
sure.
like when you and Nadia, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
going off track.
Yeah,
But I like
we
when you
need
and
to get to
Nadia, you come on and you have
Do
that
the
handover
interaction,
little,
yeah.
that's really
Yeah,
nice. And then
yeah.
we get straight into your thing.
Yeah.
Because what was happening to me when you first started to do that, I was like, is he coming on? I actually went onto your socials because I was like,
See if
what's
I was-
happening?
It looks like I'm. Like,
Yeah,
late
it looks
for
like you
work.
went, yeah.
I'm late for work.
Not late for work. Like, I was
what
wondering
you
if it was just the weekend thing you were doing after that. And then I realised that, oh no, you are coming on. So yeah.
Right? No, yeah.
Like I like the mix, but I would,
Yeah.
if you, yeah.
I think we're gonna try and. We're giving you radio production here, but I think we're gonna try and start the show literally before the mix starts.
Yeah.
So maybe
Right.
throw something
Let me
out.
know that you're there.
Yeah, like maybe
That
throw
makes
something
sense.
out, or a
Yeah.
question
Yeah.
Just
that
do
we will
that.
get back to
I
after
think
the
that's
mix.
what you need to
Yeah,
do.
I think that's
I
what
like
we
that.
do.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've just moved Auntie's Dilemma too. You've just solved
Radio
our problem.
production.
I know,
This is
I really
great,
have,
man.
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
literally,
this is good. Thank
I'm
you.
like, so
Any more ideas for the show? Because
no, because I'm keeping them for this.
Okay, all right.
That was £500. Anyway, because you're on and I love your show, I thought we'd do like a little R&B thing.
Oh, wicked.
Test your knowledge,
Dope.
okay?
Okay.
Right. So it's going to go round. I'll ask you individually.
Okay.
And then at the end, we'll do a tally of who got what right.
Okay.
Right.
Can I please start because you know
No.
my
I'm going to
R&B
let you
list-
start because
Thank
this
you.
one is so easy.
Right. that's
Okay?
fair.
Oh my
Right.
I'm gonna
God.
win. I'm gonna win.
That doesn't seem fair, but go
It doesn't. But go on.
I mean, it's 2 answers, okay?
on. God.
Okay.
So I want the name of the singer and I want you to finish. Are you okay? You're
a name of a singer.
The name of the singer, and I want you to finish the actual lyric. You ready?
Okay.
It's so easy.
All right.
Meet me at the altar in your white dress. We ain't getting no younger. We might as well do it. Been feeling you all the while, girl. I must confess.
Let's get married.
Oh,
Jagged edge.
Yay! Well done. 1
So
point to
good.
Auntie Nana.
Well done.
1 point to Auntie Nana. I was a little
That
scared
is
for you there.
so easy.
Okay, Auntie Sade.
Yeah. I wouldn't want it as easy as that.
I think this one's pretty easy.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Turn off the lights in this place, and she shines like a star. And I swear I know her face.
Whoa, I don't know.
What?
You need to
Shall I
sing
say it again? I'm not singing. Are you crazy?
At least add a little bit of the melody. A little.
What? And her
If
face,
I
what?
sing, it gives it
Oh,
away.
yeah, obviously, yeah.
A
Yeah.
little.
you can't sing
No,
it, it's true.
I'll say it again
Say it
for
again.
you. Turn
Go on.
off the lights in this place, and she shines just like a star.
Do you know it?
And I swear I know her face.
Oh my god, I do know it.
You know
Wait.
this, man.
Would I know this?
You would know this.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Wow. I have no idea.
It is Neo, and it is
Oh.
Closer.
Oh.
Turn the lights off in this
Oh,
place,
That's
yeah.
not okay,
and she shines
fine.
just like a
Oh, yeah,
star.
That's not
Actually,
something.
I wouldn't have got that.
No.
You wouldn't have got that?
No.
I don't.
Okay,
I
so
I don't like.
so
no.
far,
I don't know that.
so far,
That's the
Auntie
worst
Nana
thing.
is in the
Oh,
lead.
because that was
Like,
Dead
Imagine,
easy and
imagine.
to R&B.
that was a whack song.
okay, next one for you.
I know I'm not going to get it.
Close your eyes, make a wish, and blow out the candlelight. For tonight is your night. We're gonna celebrate all through the night.
It's Boys to Men, isn't it?
It's Boys to Men.
Yeah.
That's 1
Close
point.
your eyes, oh, I need to get to. I can't remember the title.
Do you want to give up?
No,
No.
You know it.
You know
I
this.
know, I know it, but I just can't think of the title on the spot.
Can I say it?
Go on then.
Pour the wine, light the fire.
Yeah.
Girl,
What's the
your
name of the
wish
song?
is my command. Is it fit to your tonight? Can I be ready? I'll make love to
There
you.
you go. All right, you get a
Thank
point.
you.
So
Thank
that's a
you.
shared point.
Yeah.
So 2 points, 1 point, 1 point.
Thank you.
Now to you. If you get this
This
wrong,
is
it's worries in the
It's a
dark.
lot.
This is so easy. Okay.
It's a lot.
Bright lights, fancy restaurants, everything in the world that a man could want. I got a bank account bigger than the law should allow. Still,
That's
I'm lonely
incomplete,
now.
Cisco.
Huh?
Cisco incomplete.
Yeah, you see,
Wow.
you didn't
Oh,
even
wow.
touch
I
it.
had 0.
Okay.
Oh, boy, that could be
Right.
anything.
So at the end of that round, Ace has 2 points. Auntie Nana has 2
An
points.
absolute R&B connoisseur over here.
Yeah, 100%.
And Auntie Sade and Auntie AK have 1 point.
I appreciate the point.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed.
I'm not.
Are you embarrassed?
yeah.
I'm not.
I'm embarrassed for
flog
you.
On the
myself.
spot, I'm tired. I was raving last night.
I'm embarrassed.
All right, let's get into what have you heard? News and culture. This is where we get into the news and culture of the week and what's been popping in those news and culture streets. Who's first? Auntie Sade, you're up. You're up first.
Wow, am I?
Yes, you-
okay.
yes.
Of course I am.
Yep,
Yeah, because
for
I'm
it.
so prepared.
you should be
Me
And,
too. I'm not even able to answer.
all the time.
What have I heard? I have heard about Andrew Tate. You know, that
Our
guy
favourite.
that hates women, basically. Well, I shouldn't even say it like that, but he kind of does, but allegedly. So basically, Andrew Tate is like an internet phenomenon at the moment. He has been what he calls coaching young men into his way of thinking, i.e. that women, you know, what's his kind of like go-to points? I think he thinks that
Women shouldn't drive.
they shouldn't
We
drive.
should submit.
Yeah, they should submit to men, etc. kind
Men
of thing.
can handle more vagina, and then women cannot
Yeah.
handle more than one peen at a time.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Really kind of like red pill kind of thinking. Yeah, not a fan, just to put it out there, not a fan. Anyway, so he has, you know, subsequently been banned from Instagram and Facebook, and people are kind of split in terms of like, you know, what that means, if he should be banned in the first place, and if that is actually a form of censorship. So what do you guys think? Do you think he should be banned from these platforms? Do you think being banned from Instagram and Twitter, and Facebook is enough? Should he be banned from platforms like YouTube and TikTok and Twitter? Because he doesn't necessarily use these platforms as much. He uses other platforms, but his content gets shared on Instagram and Facebook. So what do you guys think?
I feel like the band makes it more powerful.
Yeah.
I think like you galvanize his fans and the people that have his mindset and the people that follow him. Because now like social media is the enemy, and we want to come together and we want to listen to more of what he says, and even people like me, like I see videos at Andrew Tate and I just scroll past them. I've never heard anything he has to say. I don't really have any interest in listening to a white guy who's like creating all of this controversy and saying all of these different things. I've just got no interest in it. I've never even heard any of these things. I just know about him. So I don't really take it in. But if you're somebody that maybe has got these views, or somebody that, I don't know, there's a lot of people that might like share these opinions. You're gonna go out and seek out exactly what it is that they're trying to hide from you. So it's just like it's more interesting and more like it's more sexy to know like, okay, what is it that he's saying that they don't want me to hear? Why have they banned him? I just feel like it makes him a lot more powerful than he even needed to be. I think there's a lot of people like me that hear his name and you hear about some of the rhetoric and you just scroll past it. Whereas this is just like, raw, who is Andrew Tate? What exactly is he saying? Do you know what I'm saying?
Just on a sidebar, Kevin Samuels, was he your brethren? Was he your
No,
hero?
like even that, like I'll be honest, I saw whenever them videos actually got, because them videos were getting sent around, it was more so like, yo, the nerve of this guy, can you believe what he's actually saying? It was more like laughing at the situation than it is about the message, like, and the fact that it is actually somebody that has these thoughts and these opinions and are willing to share it like openly on social media. I think it was more so like when I saw those videos, it was like, yo, look at this guy, look what he's actually saying, or look at the reaction, or listen to how the woman reacts to it. It wasn't necessarily like, yo, he's talking some shit here. Like I've never had a video in that sense.
Okay.
So yeah, and with Andrew Tate, I've never had a video sent to my phone. He's not in the WhatsApp groups, and whenever I see him on social media, I just scroll past it.
That's interesting because the hyperbole that he's in everywhere and he's permeating everything.
I think it's younger.
It's younger,
It
it's
must be
younger
younger
guys.
generation.
It's younger men, really. I flip-flop on this while I was like waiting for more opinions on it. I'm not really for anybody being cancelled. Like I really don't like that. Don't like that sentiment. So in a way, I don't think he should have been removed, but I understand why he was. And I think when he spoke about grape, we know what grape is, just for YouTube.
Yeah,
because
it,
it gets banned on YouTube. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when he spoke about that,
he spoke about that.
Yes, and was like women, like
it's their fault.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
did not
Sorry,
see
That was the pivotal moment where so many people were like, he should be banned.
Yeah.
And definitely for that. But it's like they're shadow banning. I don't think he was shadow banned. When I saw him about 3 months ago, when I first noticed Andrew Tate, he was on 1 million. Before he got removed, he was on 4. That's a phenomenal growth that Instagram is a part of, like, because you could find him. He wasn't banned in any way. So it's like, what about all the other people that speak similar to him and they're shadow banned, or the opposite side and they get shadow banned? Why couldn't he have just been shadow banned? But definitely he he went through too many boundaries, and hopefully him being removed will stop people from going over the boundaries as well.
Yeah, I think it's about the regulations, because freedom of speech, yes, it's telling that border, like, just not as you said, not pushing the boundaries. What he's saying is dangerous, and there's a lot of young people. There's an article that a teacher was saying that there was a string of sexual incidents in Melbourne schools in Australia being linked to Andrew Tate, because girls are reporting that their fellow boy students are being more misogynistic and sexualizing them, and no matter whether he's saying things that are for grown ears who've got sound minds that can interpret and use with common sense, the low-hanging fruit, the kids are just going to inhale it and put it out in their own young minds and experienced ways. There's too many young people that I've heard saying that, Andrew Tate's the truth, he's filling that gap, he's that fatherless icon, those that role model for those who don't have strong male role models in their homes, or male role models that don't spout this nonsense. I don't know about. I agree with it's a bit dangerous banning people, but with him, he pushed the boundaries. You can't say stuff like that about women. I think that's okay. And it's taken too long. They've allowed him to grow, so he becomes like an icon and a mysterious figure. And we all know that people rush towards those type of icons that you can't access. It's even more sexy to go for him and find out what he's saying.
I think it's deep though that because I didn't even know that there were like kids or young people saying, like Andrew Tate is the truth. For that reason, I think maybe he should stay on Instagram, because if we push all of these people with certain rhetorics away and they start some underground under the internet. They have their own platform and they're all here. We're not going to know what they're talking about over there. We're not going to know what's going on. We're not going to know who's following them. Whereas if it's on our timeline and we're hearing, okay, some of the young people are listening to that, or some young men think that that's the truth, we can go in and be like, well, no, this is the reason why X, Y, Z. Whereas if they're just over there on an island listening to this person, listening to that person, that all have very, very dangerous rhetoric, and we don't know that that's going on over there, then, I mean, who knows what can happen and what kind of people that they're birthing, you know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but it's very difficult because even with the Kevin Samuels thing, I'm very glad you said what you said about him, because a lot of the guys that we speak to, they're like, Kevin Samuels, he was great. He made us feel better about ourselves and he made us value our worths and all this kind of thing, right? So it's interesting to hear you come from a different perspective.
I think I'm a different... I have to be a different person in that sense, because, and I won't be the average guy, and guys can call me simp, whatever, but I'm somebody, to not be too deep, that has been kept alive in various different factors of my life by black women, whether it's my mum, my partner, the Naomi who gave me a kidney, my best friend who helped me get I've only ever been propped up by black women, so I will never be in a situation where I can listen to somebody be degraded. I've only been let down by black men.
And what I like really in particular is that you vocalise that. Because there's a lot of people, and we've mentioned this before, where silently, behind closed doors, another guy will say to another guy, that's not quite right, you shouldn't have done it like that.
But they won't say it publicly.
But they won't say it publicly. So then publicly, the Kevin Samuels and the Andrews, they get looked at and get seen as the truth.
Right.
Because no one is publicly coming out and saying, you're chatting shit. You're chatting out of your
I find it interesting because I've heard a lot of guys say he's chatting shit.
Okay.
Depends on what circle.
Or
I suppose so. That's
you know
true.
what it is? And I feel that there's a lot of guys that will take pieces of things he says and find their own truth in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe just to relate. Even though they might not agree with everything, they might grab a little tiny piece of something that he says, which we could probably all agree with. And because of that, he's the truth. But you're ignoring the rest of the stuff. You're ignoring the rest of the rhetoric.
And that's another one of the problems that I mentioned as well previously, is that a lot of guys are just taking the negativity and they're running with that. And this is the whole rhetoric. And they're not listening to anything else. But sorry, just to answer the thing about being banned, I kind of agree with you. If you ban him, it fuels his fire. 100%. However, with that said, there needs to be, like during COVID, if you said something, there'd be like a COVID thing that would pop up on your socials, or like if there's something that they say is violent, it says sensitive content. There's nothing like that on these people's platforms. Yeah. So if you're still going to allow them to be there, it should come with a warning.
I like that.
Don't we ignore warnings?
Yeah, I just think that I think he should be banned, to be honest. I think that crimes that are misogynistic in nature are never really taken that seriously. It's taken a long time for him to even be in this position where his content is being banned on these platforms. Do you know what I mean? Like how many young people, how many people have to watch it for these social media platforms to understand that this is a problem? Do you know what I mean? And it's got to a point where it's oversaturated now. Do you know what I mean? So therefore they're trying to take some action, but this could have been dealt with a long time ago because the nature of his content hasn't really changed. Do you know what I mean? It's just that more people are seeing it, so it's just like you're being reactive rather than proactive. Really and truly, like that kind of content, I just think like essentially it's violence against women, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. It fits into that category, and it just needs to be taken seriously much early on. And I just wish that, the same way, when the Wiley situation, I wish it was all platforms at one time. Do you know what I mean? That's what I would have liked for it to be more impactful. I think that yes, to a certain extent, you could say, oh yes, he could, be galvanizing support in other areas, but they do that anyway. They do that on other platforms like Twitch, they do it on Reddit. Do you know what I mean? That happens anyway, right? So it's because it's bubbling there, then it gets into our spaces, really and truly, or the more popular spaces, and then we get to know about it. Right. So it's just I think they work simultaneously. It's not one or the other. Do you know what I mean? But like, it just needs to be shut down. I think it needs to be, this type of thing needs to be prosecuted as well. Do you know what I mean? And I think I don't know how. I don't think he even lives. He lives in.
Yeah.
It's in hate crime.
Yeah, like hatred, like hate speech, that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? If he's encouraging people and you can prove that he's encouraged people to take action in a certain way, there's that. I think he lives in Romania right now or something like
he's
that.
On the run.
And like basically he, you know, there's quotes of him saying because they don't take sexual crimes against women more seriously in that country, that's why he's there. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just disgusting. It's actually disgusting, and it needs to be taken, especially in this climate that we're in, where women across the world are losing their rights, like slowly but surely. This should not be taken lightly at all. So yes, I think he needs to not just be banned, he needs to be prosecuted, he needs to be shut down completely.
He definitely has an investigation against him at the moment for, I think it's like human trafficking is what they're getting him on.
Yeah, I think I saw that. But
and also
why?
scamming his pyramid scheme. So basically, like the courses that he does for men, it's in effect it's a pyramid scheme. And so there's it's a Ponzi scheme. So there's lots of people coming forward and being like, I've been scammed out of money. So that's also an investigation. Why he's in Romania as well is that they may need to extradite him and prosecute him in America, and he has charges here as well. So he's in trouble anyway. He definitely
Documentary's going to be lit though.
Yeah, you're
God,
right.
Netflix.
That Netflix documentary.
But that's the thing, they get iconized, and a lot of and it's not anything new. Criminals that have that vision where we're going to live on forever in a documentary, on socials, and they become like again icons. It's very strange. And it's very strange that someone that's so flawed, people can't see behind it because they're so desperate for someone to follow. It's something to look at human nature. Like, why are we so desperate to have someone to look up to or a leader to follow just in the margin of speaking some of our truths? And then it's like, this is the God, this is the King, when they've got so many flaws. Kevin Samuels was flawed. Andrew Tate is so completely flawed.
Yeah.
But and dangerous, but yet you're going to turn a blind eye to all of that just because of what? And it's sheep-like behaviour as well, because some people really, when they pause and think about it, this is the whole world that we're in. Like the headline people, like you read the headline and that you'll make a decision based on that. Click the link and read the whole story. You're like, oh, okay, there's some truth there, but I'm still going to go with the headline response because that's, I don't know, people don't want to think anymore.
I guess there's still that part that we never get to the bottom of as to why so many men are following this rhetoric as well.
Because the conversations that we've had previously, which I'm so glad, Ace, you're here with a different counter, because it's that whole men are feeling incomplete, insecure about their position.
Shut off. They don't. Nobody listens to them.
Position where women are not even becoming independent, are being resourceful. We can do everything you can do. We have different strengths and different skill sets, but we can literally, a woman can do everything a man can do at this point, apart from the genital parts, so we were talking about those type of things. A woman can do everything a man can do. So where is the man's position when before we had to depend on a man to do everything? So and I understand feeling like panicked, that what do we do and how do we serve? Where's our place in society? But why do you have to lead into being the most beast man, like, and take us back to caveman days?
I think it's a power struggle, isn't it? That's what it is, like, at the end of the day. And it's just like, go on.
Go.
Yeah, I just think they're just lobbying for power, and it just does, as we spoke about previously, like this whole rhetoric is white supremacy.
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? Like that ultimately, if you're white supremacist, your woman is under you, they don't have a say, they don't have rights, do you know what I mean? So really and truly, if this rhetoric was positioned like that, then we'll see how many like people in our community would support it. But they don't position it like that, and that's actually what it is. I think also as well, it reminds me of like, I don't know if you guys saw the documentary, The Most Hated Man on the Internet.
I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that
Do you know
yet.
what I mean?
I
Like,
need to.
it's insane,
It's
right?
disgusting.
Just absolutely insane. But same thing, almost like same kind of rhetoric, same kind of like no empathy. Do you know what I mean? Like really anarchy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, let it burn. And I think that a lot of people follow into that because they are becoming disillusioned with their own lives. They're seeing that there's no opportunities, there's no kind of like, future for them, really and truly. They can see that the government is scamming them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So
So
let's
they're
take
like,
it out
what
on the nearest
is there to
person.
live for?
Yeah.
Like, let's like, why should, and also as well, being on the internet, there's very little accountability. You
At
can
all.
essentially say what you want. Do you know
It's
what I
not
mean?
police
To
property.
And get
anyone.
people to
Do you know what I
agree.
mean? So why, if I can do what I want without consequences, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, it's
Do you
true.
know what I
And
mean?
you can also on the internet find anybody
A tribe.
that
Yeah.
that agrees
Yeah,
with
that
what
agrees
you
had a
say.
big one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if stuff that you don't believe, if I
Yeah.
come out and say the sky is green, like there's gonna be a few people.
There's a whole
that'll
bunch
be,
of
you know what I'm saying?
people.
There's a bunch
Yeah.
of people that'll be like, yeah, I saw it, man. I swear it was green. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So like,
I always
you can
thought
find
that.
Yeah, you can always find your people that are gonna agree
Yeah.
with whatever you say. And I also just think there's a lot of guys, yeah, if we're just totally honest, that have this rhetoric because they want to blame someone because they're not popping, or
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're like they feel inferior and they've got no, like, maybe there's a woman that's doing what they wanted to do, or there's a, do you know, like they just need somebody to blame. And maybe women they believe are the easier targets, or they can find a tribe, as we just said,
Yeah.
that believe exactly the same thing. There's a lot of guys that probably don't even believe that. They're just like, they want to be able to vent, they feel insecure or whatever, and they just have this rhetoric because again they're just
I
not
think so.
popping.
I think so. I agree. I think
yeah.
that's probably what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
Auntie AK, what have you heard? Well, I have heard that Swiss Beats and Timberland are suing Triller.
Yeah.
So let me get my facts up, please. 1 second. So we all have grown to love and possibly be a bit confused now with Verzuz. It was born during lockdown and it was amazing. We had the best of black musicians coming together, battling out with their best tunes. We had some iconic, historic moments. Big up.
Beanie Man, Bounty Killer.
Best
That's my
one.
favourite.
Big
Best
up
ever one.
Jill
Erica
Scott.
and
Erica
Jill.
and Jill.
Yeah.
Big up, the King, Teddy Riley, and who was he against? Babyface.
Babyface.
That was amazing. We had Keith Sweat versus Bobby Brown, amazing. And obviously the King Titan one, the Locks versus Dipset. I can't even, I've watched that 30,000 times.
Did you do Brandy and Monica as
Brandy
well?
and
Wasn't
Monica.
it?
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah, that
Yes,
was a big
but
one.
I'm just saying my one.
Yeah, we actually covered that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did.
it was
Yeah.
on.
I just wanted to say the Locks for me was the winner killer.
Still Beanie Man.
The best ever, hands down, for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it became a thing, and then they moved it on to Triller, bigger and better. Some people were like, okay, pay-per-view, all that type of stuff, but it was growing the brand. We can discuss whether you think that was a good move or not. However, it's unfortunate that now Swiss Beats and Timberland have filed a lawsuit against Triller saying, that they've not been paid something around 28 million for something, whatever the agreement was. However, Verzuz is saying, first and foremost, this is not a feud over Verzuz. It is personal to Swizz and Tim. Swizz and Tim have personally been the greatest beneficiaries of Triller to date, having been paid over 50 million in cash and stock personally already. This is nothing more than a performance dispute on personal payments to Swizz and Tim. On top of the 50 million they were paid, they have annual obligations which, if met and no breaches occurred, allows them to an annual payment. Only one payment of 10 million was in question. So they're basically, Triller is saying, it's not what everyone's saying. There's a little slither bit that they haven't fulfilled their performance duties. So basically, I suppose within the long contract, according to Triller, there's some stuff that they need to do to meet the extra kind of payments that they're saying they're due.
Swiss and Tim are suing Triller
Yeah.
for not making the payment, and Triller are saying, I haven't made the payment because you haven't
done the
fulfilled
work.
Because you
this
haven't
thing.
done what you said you was going to do.
However, so let's have a look. Let me get some more information. Okay, the magazine. So according to a magazine, I had this article in it. I can't find it. The TikTok competitor is accused of defaulting on its scheduled payments for the duo in January 2022 after selling the first two installments. It was contracted to pay the first at closing, another shortly after, and two more on the first and second anniversaries of the deal. The super producers were each due to receive 9 million by March 17, 2022, at the latest, followed by 500,000 apiece every month for 10 months.
Wow.
Right. Triller is facing allegations that none of these sums were sent. So there's more. There's loads of articles about it. However, just a little update on Triller from the perspective. They apparently have a history of promising millions, and not following through. They're positioned as a TikTok rival. They were born out of being a rival to TikTok, and they went and found black creators who were disgruntled with TikTok and said, hey, we're going to make you rich. If you come on board with us, we can do it together using your talents, and we can make Triller great again. And this was the thing where a lot of black creators were like, we were sold down the river, we were expected to perform for nothing, we got nothing, and Triller did not pay up. So there's an article in the Washington Post about, the title is, a TikTok rival promised millions to black creators, now some are in deep debt. Read that story, it's a long story, but it also explores that Triller themselves are a little bit exploitative, if this is true. Okay, my question. Timberland and Swizz, should they have sold Verzuz to Triller? And what do you think of that case in general?
I'm not angry with them selling it to Triller and making their money. I just thought like Triller was the wrong app, in my opinion. I feel like Apple was probably the best place for it, not to get too techie, but like Apple or YouTube would have made all the sense, or even partnering with Instagram, which are they the same people? Are they the same? No. Yeah. So yeah, I think an app that everybody's at, not a brand new app that isn't tested, is already like a competitor with one of the biggest apps in the world. Like, who uses Triller, really? Like, do you know what I'm saying? I feel like maybe like me and my kids used it one Christmas maybe 4 years ago. Like, so like no one. I don't even know how Triller makes money. I don't really.
I have no clue.
Well, this is the thing.
Yeah, like why
is it gaming?
No. It's a dance. Like,
it's literally TikTok.
Yeah,
they're trying very hard to rival TikTok.
But they were kind of popular at the same time, and TikTok surpassed them, especially from a European standpoint, anyway. But like, I think, I just I don't think it was the right place to sell it, to be honest. But you're gonna go with with the best benefits for yourself and for the company and stuff. I'm not too sure about Triller's response, because the money was due from March, bro.
Yeah.
So what performances are you talking about? Do you know what I mean? Like, seriously.
They might be talking about not putting on, because the Verzuz have got like
they've got sporadic now.
So they're probably talking about, well, you haven't delivered a certain amount of viewers, or we haven't had a certain amount of shows. Because there was a list of all the Verzuz we were getting this year.
But if you don't pay me the first payment,
okay, then
that's true though. It was January.
It was January. They should have got something.
Yeah.
So
they
actually,
am I working for nothing?
Yeah, you'd be like, I'm not sorting it out when we haven't had that payment come in, and then the later ones they also haven't come in.
Yeah, so we're not doing it, and that's what basically what the black TikTok creators have said has happened to them as well. You're making us work, and you're not paying us.
And you're not paying, but you're still being like, but where's the work?
Triller creators or TikTok? What do you mean?
Sorry.
That's the thing. That is very interesting as well. The way they position the headline,
as
like
TikTok rival. Yeah, because
really
that's what Triller. Well, according to the article, that's how Triller was born, like as a big competitor. How the TikTok, the Triller bosses, when they got this group of black creators in the room, they were like, we are going to blow up TikTok. We're going to smash TikTok out of the water and be the ones to come, because they're playing into the black disgruntlement that they're not getting recognised properly on TikTok. That also pissed me off, because just generally black content, black creators that create the culture, make the culture, and don't get rewarded properly. And then you've got all these corporates that just come and I was about to say, and just
take advantage, exploit.
Okay, I was thinking of the word that you said you can't say.
Yeah, no. I can see your brain moving.
Great. Right? Great us for our content. But yeah, what do you think? Anyone else?
Do you know what? I'm glad they're suing. I think more people just, once things are going left, start suing. And putting it out there that they're suing them is a great thing for other people to just see. Like, let's start getting litigious like other people, and then they'll stop taking the piss with black folks. So, but however much they are owed, because I was seeing lots of comments and people were like, "But you got so many millions already." Absolutely does not matter. They should be paid what they're owed. And yeah, I agree. They went to the wrong place. That Apple deal. What it was it's the shares though, innit? That's why they went with Triller. I remember Swizz doing a live about it and saying the deals were there. Everybody was coming with a deal. Nobody wanted to give them any shares, and Triller did. So it's like, okay, but,
This is the thing. Imagine, but why would you... Okay, I understand. Business is business, but why would you not want the creators to have shares? I know it sounds like a basic question.
You mean like for Apple and all the others?
Yeah, I know it's a basic question, but
so
also...
Okay, but go on.
I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to find something else. But it's just like, I don't know, maybe it's appealing
They
to the
want to
better
cut
nature.
people out at the end of the day, don't they?
It's
They
just
want
like,
to hold all
but-
the money. It's like record deals and all those other things.
Long
People
term.
don't want to continue to pay people. Let me buy your product and let me own all the rights to it, so I make all the money off of it.
I get it.
That's
You're
it.
going to want to do the best deal for you, whatever side of the fence you're on. Do you know what I mean? So if they couldn't negotiate shares, then it weren't the best deal. And they had options at that point in time. Had Triller fulfilled their obligation, we wouldn't have an issue here.
No, of course.
Do you know what I mean? And then technically as well, like, they've kind of won anyway. Because as you said, Ace, who's watching Triller?
Because I stopped watching
Seriously.
Versus because of Triller, more or
Seriously,
less, really. I
like,
waited
no
for it to
one's
come.
watching it, but
Yeah.
they still got. I mean, they owed money, of course, but they still got paid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I also didn't think that they, like, I thought, not. I don't want to say Versus is dead because it was an amazing platform and it did a lot for us. Yeah. But like,
You were saying Versus
is it like how much more can we do with Versus right now? I guess we have to wait for certain artists to get to a certain level, or like wait for them to have a certain catalogue before it's great. I mean, maybe at some point we'll look.
But,
You know what I mean?
but it
I
is
also think for
definitely
the world
different now.
tours,
I think
waiting
it's
for the
different.
world
But
tours.
that's
you
the
could do
problem.
interesting combinations. I really do think you can,
You
and you
can.
could do different eras, like different. Do you know what I mean? Like I think it, like no matter who you pair together, it can create a resurgence of
It
like
can-
people
yeah.
go listen to that music again, streaming, etc. kind of thing. Like super fans, like there's different
I
pockets,
just feel like there's
and
not
stuff.
like
It's not gonna
loads
be
of
like
yeah.
matchups we want to see now.
Definitely. I have
there-
to
there-
agree.
there's
Bait
still a
ones. There's
few.
a couple
There's
bait. There's
few.
still a couple bait ones.
There's a
I-
couple, definitely.
Anyway, we're coming to that.
I kind of agree with you because the thing
Okay.
is, with the world opening up now, people are on tour.
Yeah.
So there's more likely that you're going to get people pairing up doing tours
Okay.
together.
The Versus
Yeah.
tour,
The
Because-
that would be
tour
good.
would
Yeah,
be-
if
that's
there's
what I'm
a
waiting
versus
for.
tour,
Yeah.
that's
all
what
I'm
would
waiting
bang.
for.
Right.
That's what I would
That'll
want to
bang.
go
That's
to,
all
rather than just.
I
yeah.
want
But
a
can you
Versus
imagine,
tour.
like, it's endless. The money's
course.
endless. It's like
But that could
Marvel.
be-
It would be endless.
Absolutely, that would be the beauty of it. Like, do
Yeah.
that shit. You know?
Well, we're going to have Diddy and Jermaine Dupri finally agreed to do their version of battle. They said respectfully, we're not going to do it. It's not Versus, and we're not effing with Triller because they've messed with
Yeah,
our
but
boys.
who did
So-
that? Wasn't there someone that did that? They said that it's not a battle, and then they didn't battle. I feel like it was Jermaine Dupri and someone, and it was like it's not a battle, it's a celebration.
It's a celebration of music, yeah.
Who was it?
That's always the line, though.
That was it. It was.
But
I
they-
swear it was Jermaine
don't
Dupri
remember.
and somebody. I can't remember who.
But yeah, so now they're going to do it. They've agreed that they're going to do it in Atlanta. I'd like to go, please.
Yeah.
When?
Hey Diddy.
I don't know when it's going to happen, but they're going to do it. So they're going to go track for track, round for
Really?
round, pound for pound.
Sick.
Are they doing 20?
I don't know
I
what they're
can't
going to do.
lie.
They're just going to go back for back.
I do love Diddy, but Jermaine.
Jermaine's winning.
He's got
catalogue,
some
man.
bangers.
It's going to be a party.
But they
whatever
both
the case.
have.
I don't even
Or
care.
maybe
who
Like,
wins.
like the
is
showmanship
Diddy
of it.
counting
It's
stuff?
showmanship. It's just gonna be-
Is
no,
Diddy
Diddy's
counting
just
stuff
gonna be
that
like
he
this.
actually just put a line to?
Of course
And
he
He's
will.
going to do
Because
everything.
He'll bring everything.
Because
Seriously.
do you know what I mean? Because if it's that, then
Yeah.
he.
Listen, Diddy's touched stuff. And
That's
so
why I'm
Jermaine.
saying that.
Jermaine has
Jermaine's
touched
actually
stuff.
cultivated
Mariah,
things.
of course.
He's
I think
cultivated
Jermaine
stuff.
wins.
Jermaine,
I don't even care
But
about who
showmanship,
wins.
I think
I
yeah,
want that
showmanship,
concert.
Diddy's
I
winning.
want to be Atlanta,
Smashing
in
it.
the middle, at the front, screaming.
Scrumming.
That's a show and a half
It's
in
of
Of
Atlanta.
course.
Amazing.
In Atlanta.
In
Ooh.
Atlanta,
The
mate.
state of black people.
I'm
Hello.
even jealous already.
When did you say next
They
year?
haven't said. They just
Okay.
said, okay. They just agreed.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's just saying it's happened. It ain't no verses. It's just hit for hit, said JD.
But to be fair, they could just name something else. They could just do a different one. Do you know what I mean? They could create their own one.
I mean,
They could-
Yeah,
you-
Diddy's got a whole platform.
Did he
Yeah.
beat Jermaine? Yeah, it's for real, for real. I
Revolt.
forget about
Revolt.
Revolt.
Stick it
Yeah.
on Revolt.
What's the different word for
Yeah.
verses?
Against?
There you go.
against us.
Yeah. There you go.
So let's watch this space. All I know is I'm going to Atlanta by hook or by crook.
Okay.
Auntie Farah, what have you heard?
So my culture story is about Alani was on, I don't know what platform she was on. It might have been her own show, but she was recently
Oh.
talking about the discussion of body count came up again,
Mate.
and this whole thing about men having a preference for a woman's body count. So she was like, why is it a preference? A preference is, I like someone who's 6 foot tall, or I like this to eat. Why is body count a preference?
Yeah.
And then she went on to say that basically the reason why it's a preference because it's it stems from patriarchy and things like that, rather than it being a real problem. So I just want to pick your brains about, especially because Ace is in the building, from the man point of view, what is this thing that men have about preference? Because why is it okay for a man to sleep with a bag of women, a bunch of women, and it's seen okay, but then when a woman learns to express herself sexually or wants to express herself sexually, it's, you know, I mean, this is a conversation that could go on for the ages, isn't it? But it's looked down on so much, and the man will turn around and say, but it's my preference for a girl to have only slept with 2 people.
And you better answer correctly.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
You have to.
I genuinely don't know how to answer that. Why is that a man's preference?
Yeah, what preference?
What's your preference?
Why is it a preference?
I'll never ask.
Okay.
I just won't ask.
It's that. It's that.
I just want to ask.
Vanessa, yeah.
But why though?
Like, I can ask, like, or like, I might ask about your ex-boyfriend, or like maybe a partner you've been with, or like we might have a conversation about that. But I'm never gonna be like, well, what's your? I don't
What's your number?
No.
You're not gonna ask that.
Maybe I'm an idiot for that. I don't know. But
No,
I just,
you're not.
but I don't.
But why are you an
Why did you
idiot?
ask though? What's the issue with asking?
I don't want to tell you my number. I just like, I don't like, we're in this now. We're going forward. It is what it is.
So
Why
basically,
do we
because
need-
it doesn't matter.
Not really,
is
no.
what you're
Well,
saying.
no,
Well, I
it might
But that's
matter.
the right answer.
I
It
say
doesn't
that
matter though.
because if I know,
It might change.
it
your
might
behaviour.
change my view of you. So
But
I'd rather just
why?
not know.
But why would it change your
that's
view?
the question.
Yeah, that's
You know
the
what I'm saying?
question. Why
Why
would
would
it
it
change
change
your
Well,
your
view?
again, yeah, that's maybe that's
Because you're a
something.
man.
Maybe because I'm a man, innit? But maybe like, yeah, because like, and again, I can only talk for myself. I'm definitely an overthinker, and then if I like. I feel like it's gonna give me trouble. But we're gonna walk down this road.
Yeah,
walk with
yeah,
me,
let's
innit?
go.
But if like,
I'll just say this.
if you tell me your body count is a certain number, like
50.
I'm gonna
60.
start
Let's say it's
overthinking
50.
and start working out when you started having sex and what does that mean about how many people you had in a certain month. I just start trying to do maths like an idiot.
Yeah.
And then like, and that, I guess again that maybe is my wrong
But if
thing.
it's
I
the
just
same,
don't-
what if it's the same number as your number?
Is that too
And
much?
Why is that? Why would that be an issue?
What's your number, Ace?
No, we're not doing that.
No,
On a
we're
camera,
not
on a
doing that. We're not doing that. But
No,
let's say your number's 20. Yeah.
No.
Let's say your partner's the exact same age as you, and her number's 20.
Are you judging her?
Are you judging her?
Yes.
What's the number
My
that's too
number is
much?
20 and her number is 20.
Yeah.
Do we have to do numbers?
No.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, if it's the same, you haven't said.
Yeah, we don't.
But
okay.
you're
Let's
understanding
take away
if
the
it's the
number,
same.
if
But this
it's
is
the
what I'm
same.
saying because the fundamental thing is that men have an acceptable behaviour for themselves,
Yeah.
but they judge women for the same behaviour.
That's
Yeah.
Can I ask
And
though,
it's
do
ringing.
you women judge other women for their number?
No.
Yes, of
yes,
course.
yes,
Well,
yes,
some people
yes, yes,
don't.
yes,
Not
yes.
among
No,
rules.
no, no,
Not
no,
among
no,
friends.
no. Okay.
No, but the
Yeah.
thing is, but men quantify they decide who they're going to date. They decide who
Based
they're going to
on-
put on a pedestal. They decide who they're going to revere
They
based on
decide
how many
who they're
women
gonna wifey.
Like,
Okay,
but
but
how many
do-
women they set? How many partners the woman has had sex with,
Yeah.
and then that feeds into how women view other women.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Because
Oh, really?
that pedestal of like, oh, she's only had 2 sexual partners, so she's wifey material. So that means if you've had 5, you're not
You're not
wifey
wifey
Yes.
material.
material. Exactly.
So therefore, then every other woman and man judges you. It's out of order.
So the judgment from women about other women's body count
Comes
comes
from-
from men.
The
Yes.
extent
Yeah.
it,
Are you
I won't-
sure?
I won't
Yeah,
say
because
it-
society
I
is
won't
shaped-
say it totally does, but it does not help
Yeah.
that men reinforce that stereotype.
Because society has shaped how women move in this world. The patriarchy has shaped it. So we follow the kind of guidelines that makes us that society says makes us
What makes you
viable candidates to be picked and chosen by the man.
I hear you, but if you, bro, I don't know.
No, I want to get to
I
conclusion.
wanna
I'm
get to
trying to.
answer.
I'm literally sitting here working it out. So like,
Okay.
But
Yeah.
you
No,
said
wait,
there
wait,
is
wait,
an
wait,
ick
wait, wait.
factor if the
So, like-
number's high. That's why you don't ask.
I just don't ask. I just rather not know. To be fair, like I feel like whatever we're getting into now going forward is me and you. Like I don't need to know.
I mean,
about-
I think that's the way to go.
I just think that's it for me.
But
And
that's
maybe
not
it is
actually
because
dealing with
It's
the
not dealing
I
with
hear
it.
you, and maybe
Yeah.
that is, maybe
That's-
that is
that's-
Do you know what I
about.
mean? That's ignoring.
Yeah.
But I
Do you
think
know what I mean?
I think women would be the same way, surely.
What, with
Like,
a guy?
If a
What
guy
way?
was like, boy, like you
No,
know what, my body
no,
counts
never.
200 girls.
No,
Never.
You
no.
wouldn't be like,
Never.
No,
that's
because
a bit-
Unless
we're
it's-
not taught.
No, I don't
we're
think that's
not
true.
taught
It's
that that's
true.
I
an
don't think that's
issue.
true.
No, that's not.
Because I'd like women in the comments, our sisters in the comments, please let us know if you've turned down a guy because you found out that he had like a ridiculous number, whatever your number is, it was a too high number. I don't know any woman that said he slept with bare gal, I can't do it. I
It
don't
would
know
only
anyone
be like if he had slept with loads of people that you know.
that you know,
But he could have slept with 10 people, but there's a lot that you know, and that would go against him. It's not the numbers. It's not the metrics ain't in there. No. You could have slept with loads of women.
It's the
locality.
Also, that is also in our society that is seen as also making him more desirable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if he can get more girl, then if I get him, then what does that say about me? That means that I must be top girl to get him. Do you know what I mean? That's what it does in the psyche.
Works in men's favour.
It works in men's favour.
I don't know if that's true.
It does.
It is.
Who do you know? A guy has a guy said to you that the girl said no to me because I told her how much many I slept with? Have you ever had a guy say that to you?
There's definitely a narrative of nah man, I can't chat to your gallus or.
Because that's just slept with a lot of
people that she knows.
If she likes him and he pursues her, she will go for him.
That's another fact.
And it's never about the number. It is definitely about if she knows people that she slept with.
Like if he slept with my sister or my
guys
cousin,
have both though.
or my
They
best
have
friend.
locality and number.
Again.
If a woman has slept with people that they know, that's a turn off, and then their number.
Yeah.
So really, it's like you got to keep it to like a bare minimum, and then you're desired, and it's like, what's that?
And
that's why most women lie.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then when you get into the bedroom and you can't do nothing, she's dead in bed. Well,
and that's why they cheat.
You didn't let us practice.
Whoa, so it's practice.
And that's why they cheat.
No. But I'm just saying that it's, women's desires denied. People like Andrew Tate, for example, will say that women's orgasms are not real.
Yeah, they're
women
fake.
don't come because of sexuality.
That is like a thought process.
Low-Tep say that we don't come.
Sex is not supposed to be pleasurable for women.
It's actually
the only reason why we have sex.
The
only reason why we have sex is for the man's fulfillment. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with our own pleasure.
Our orgasms are lies.
Yeah.
We don't come. It's not real.
Interesting.
Poor eggs.
No, I'm trying to work. No, again, because you said like it's an issue that I don't know why I don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm literally trying to work it out, but I genuinely just I don't know. But also part of it is just like, why do I have to know? Like, why is that my business?
I think if we had a blanket agreement that you don't need to know and it shouldn't be a thing, that's fine. But it is like getting to that. Guys need to understand that, like, just deal with the fact that if a woman has slept with multiple partners, it does not make her less desirable or not wifeable or should be at the bottom of the rung and called a hoe. It's not that, because we go through the same experiences you go through. We have the same desires that you go through. And there's practice, there's experimentation, and there's just bad relationships. Shit doesn't work.
And it's just pleasure.
There's intention.
Actually, it's just pleasure.
I like that guy. I want to bang him.
And it doesn't make
you. It shouldn't make me
a hoe. And that is another problem. They have all these words, these terms for women who are sexually out there, but there's no term for a man. A man can sleep with, as I said before, a whole bag of women, and it's fine. It's like,
gallus. And gallus is a title, not a
gallus. Exactly.
Gallus is
a title.
Almost
it's not a
worn as a badge.
It is.
Even if he's a hoe, it's like he's a hoe, but he can still get it.
And he doesn't get called a hoe like that.
No. I know girls that have slept with like.
That's probably the worst you could call somebody.
Community dick.
That's it. And even that, and even community dick, men don't see that as a problem.
They don't see it,
but women see it as a problem.
Community dick is a problem.
But men don't see being called community dick as like.
Oh, they should.
Oh, I don't know.
That should be akin to be called a waste man.
We don't shout it enough. It needs to become a word in
but definitely
in
women's
zeitgeist.
circles.
Yeah, women
that to me just I think
trash.
Trash.
Dirty. That dick is leveled.
Because community dick comes with a lot of other things.
Do you know
couch dick. Yeah, it's a lot. Have you not heard community dick before?
So I have, but I didn't.
Do you know anyone who's got that title in your circle?
We're not going to do
like common. They say
I definitely don't. But
they say common is community dick.
Oh really?
Yeah,
they say that.
They say
he's saying that common.
Yeah,
Common does have that title.
Yeah,
he does though.
He does.
Everywhere you go, who hasn't he been out with?
Literally everybody.
That's not fair, guys.
But that's it's not.
You never heard it. Common has that. Common has
that title.
He does have that title.
Nick Cannon, Future.
No, Nick Cannon and Future, yes.
But no,
it is because Common just doesn't have children like that. Yeah. But it's the succession of women and the respectable women that he gets.
Maybe because he dates high-profile women.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah,
but it seems like...
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's called community dick.
There's a way of behaving that maybe... do you rate Common in his relation? Is his relationship stepping stones, are they inspiring?
It's my joke.
What kind of question?
I don't even know.
I don't really know what the question is.
I don't even know what the question
She doesn't know what the
I
question
think you're
is.
asking, like, he has a strong CV, yeah. Yeah, he's got a very
You rate his CV.
Yeah, his CV
You
is
see, look
strong.
at that.
you
No,
rate his
wait. Let's listen to this. Wait.
What? You didn't even ask me what?
I have no clue what
She
took
got a strong
place.
CV too.
I just say wait, and I just say
Over my finger.
Because I was literally going to say, it's interesting that you said his CV's strong. Yeah? But what do you think about Laurie Harvey? Is her CV strong?
Yeah,
Would you
I
say
guess her
it's strong?
CV 's strong, yeah.
He's like,
Okay.
yes.
You two was battling for who could say
Well,
Laurie
I can't-
Harvey
Yeah,
first.
basically,
about to
and
say
this
it.
one won obviously because the shout. So
And the
powerful.
scream.
You didn't say
Oh
that.
my god, that's
Came from the
hilarious.
gut.
She thought she was winning a
Okay, so Laurie
prize.
Harvey.
Like the men
Yeah,
that
no,
Laurie
I guess
Harvey
if
had had.
you're like, that's not for me to look at her CV and be like, yeah, that CV's strong. But if I'm looking at it on paper, yeah, that's a strong CV. But I don't look at her list and be like, yo, I desire to be with every guy that's on her list. I look at Common and be like, yo, what, Serena Williams, so like Erykah Badu, like Taraji, like that's me. Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, yeah, that's a strong CV.
Okay.
You lot might look at Laurie Harvey and be like, what, Michael B. Jordan and Future and like, that might be exciting.
It's just the
enough.
ways
But,
that
like,
it's just basically the ways that those relationships are reviewed. You know, like people look at her and they give her a name and they say like, oh, what's going on with her again? Whereas people will look at Common and it's like it doesn't really get much talk other than maybe amongst women,
Right.
you know. And he's moving with the times and rolling on and doing his thing
For
and doing
years.
his thing and doing his thing. He's been doing it for decades,
okay.
probably longer than Laurie Harvey's been alive.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Speaking of
CV's
Laurie,
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
speak of
can
Laurie
we
Harvey.
roll into that?
Yeah.
What
So
did she do?
speaking of Laurie, so apparently the internet went crazy because there were rumors of her having a sex tape, and like people were
Ace, were
talking
you one of the
about.
people that were searching?
People saying they got a virus.
Yeah.
Did you
Trying to look
search?
for the
Ace, did you
I
search
did
for
not
it?
search for it. No, I'm not going to search for it.
You did.
If it had hit,
Did someone
I'm
in
sure
your group chat search
it
for
would have
it?
hit the inbox. It was about.
Do you know anybody that got a link?
No.
I
Well, it's
think
not.
it's, I think it's fake.
It was fake, right? We would have
Yeah.
seen it by now, surely. Or
100%.
screenshots or-
I can't see her. I think she's so tidy with what she does.
Yeah.
I don't think there's gonna. And if there is a tape, she knows there's
It's
a tape
planned.
and she's doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
She has the tape.
Yeah, she has it. She'll put it out when it's ready to come out and all of that stuff. And
Would
we're
you-
probably only going to see a side boob anyway.
Would you date a woman that had a sex tape?
Would I date a woman that had a sex tape? Would I date a woman?
Kim Kardashian.
I've probably dated women that have got sex tape. It's my like,
Because
out-
yeah, like what's,
Out there. Like
got
Amber Rose,
Oh,
Kim
would I date a
Kardashian.
woman?
No, they could be local.
They could be local chicks. They got
Oh,
a
that
little
went
video
around.
with
Oh,
her.
yeah, what's her
Oh,
name?
videos has been like circulating.
For real.
Possibly circulated.
There are some local. Yeah, no,
There's local tapes.
Oh, that's a hot. Can we move on?
Local.
That's
Because you're avoiding the body count and you're
No,
avoiding.
let's just move on.
So what are you saying, Ace?
I don't know, man. It's variables, isn't it? Like, how
Like,
did
how
the
many people
sex?
saw
How
it?
did the sex tape get out? Like, who's in the sex tape?
How did-
like? I don't know. Man. I wouldn't want to be with a woman that put a sex tape out.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Like, are
So
you
money.
involved in the release of this sex tape? Was it leaked accidentally? Do you know what I mean? There's variables.
So you wouldn't date an OnlyFans star?
I don't think so. No.
Right.
Guys, would you date a guy that's had a local sex tape gone about him, gone about the streets?
Bro,
It really.
it better be good, you
That's
know.
what I was going to say. It's on the pecking order of it. It really depends. If it's embarrassing and people were like, "Oh my god, he had like the smallest sausage,"
Yeah, or it was limp.
No.
Or premature
Or his sausage was
ejaculation?
limp.
yeah, or yeah, he lasted 2 minutes.
Yeah.
No, because that was really embarrassing. But
If he was like,
if he was
King-
legend like Safari,
Mandingo.
Oh, shit.
Safari Safari has currency now because everybody's seen his ding and it's like,
Ugh.
so yeah.
He's such
Those
an
are-
irritating
He's so
guy.
that's what it's.
He's
Yeah.
one of those.
That's why I said
shut
ugh.
Up, innit?
It's just
shut
ugh.
up. Just shut up. That's
I'm just
what you can
saying,
speak, be
if
quiet.
you're a legend after it, it's cool. If not, no.
Fine.
Yeah.
And that's the answer. That's a word on everyone.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't hold it against them if it's been received well.
So
Yeah,
If it
then we
hasn't
get
been
to that-
received well,
yeah.
then nah, me and you are
See, it's
done.
weird though because there is this thing with sex. You know, not everybody is for everybody, innit? So
Yeah.
maybe if he did his sex tape with someone and it was just dead, like the sex with that person was just dead, so it appeared dead.
Yeah,
Then
That doesn't
you
mean
can't
that
judge
he's-
him on that because you and him might have a really great time.
it's everybody else
But
thinking that
then,
he
but
was
the thing
dead,
is, I can't lie. I'm not above other people's opinions. So like I can't go out to Sainsbury's and then people are saying that's
that's your man.
Nah.
Your man in the dead video.
That's embarrassing, mate.
But then also the redemption is that he's with a woman that, you know, he's like, nah, it can't be true because look at the woman he's with.
No, because they might think that I'm dead also.
No,
they would.
If you're a hot banging chick, they're going to be like, nah, he's got that chick.
But then they'll think they have the right to ask me questions.
Of course.
Oh my God, no.
So in general, it's like, okay, move on. Auntie.
But would you date with someone, sorry?
I think
you
you
have
date
an
something.
Yeah, and also...
Not a
would
guy
you
that
date
had
someone
OnlyFans.
that OnlyFans?
Not a
No?
guy. I don't think...
Why? That's judgmental. They're
Yeah,
just making
nah.
money.
Yeah, no, I can't, no.
You know,
But then hold on, but what about a guy who was an actor?
What?
Would you date an actor?
Benzino's got OnlyFans.
Who's like...
Who, Benzino? Imagine, Benzino, you know.
But would you date an actor who's just notorious for getting his shirt off and... You know,
Shirt
do it
off and
full
doing
frontal,
like
like
and
Amari.
do it full
Yeah,
frontal
doing
all the
that kind
time.
of, but all that kind of like, when your genitals get involved, it becomes sexual.
Yeah,
I
but would
don't
you
think-
date an actor that does
I don't know what, intentionally, no.
Okay.
If I met him and it's like, we bang and we click, as in bang, as in we click, not bang, as in we bang, but everything's all good, then maybe it's just, that's going to supersede everything they're doing. And I might
And then
be
he's just like,
let's
oh, here, can you look
stop.
at my edit?
If it makes us money, do you know what I mean? You have to be tied into that relationship.
So like Amari Hardwick, because he always has his bum
Always.
out, always,
Everything,
every
all
film.
day.
A
It's
guy
not,
like
you know what I
that.
don't like actually, when it's, I think it's man or woman, for like, I don't know, you'd say the same. If I can see the desperation for attention, that's a turn off.
Right.
So there's
Okay.
that. So whether you're on socials and you're just every minute it's like preening for likes, that's a turn off for me anyway. So if you're doing this because you really are getting like, oh my God, babe, do you see how many likes I got? Ooh, like, that relationship's gonna be done soon.
But what if it's money?
Yeah, but money might then still be icky. In the end, it might be like, we all say at this moment, I'll say for myself, in this moment where money would be great, more money would be great, and more money would be great, I might be like, okay, let's concede, let's compromise on this, I'll do this. But
can have his
after a
top
certain point, it's going to look cringy to me in the end.
So, like, I was watching Olivia Atwood's Filthy Rich, where she's like looking at. Did you see that? Like, it was on After Love Island some nights. But
Definitely not.
but she was like going into like sex workers and different types and stuff and everything. And there was this guy that was on OnlyFans. I think there was one guy that was gay and the one guy that wasn't. He was straight, but he made gay content. Would that be an issue?
What?
Yes,
So
he's straight, but he
he's
makes gay
straight and he's
content.
making gay content?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's boring.
What
But
is
then
gay
if it's
content?
that means is it if it's
Like,
sexual
content
porn?
for men.
But with men.
I don't think he made
It's just
content
for men.
with men. It was just for men.
But
So they
how
might
could it be
ask.
for men if it wasn't?
Because you can
if it's just
get
him?
requests.
'Cause he
right?
might be
So
on
they
his
might
own.
be
But why
like,
can't
oh,
it be?
can
Why
you call-
can't they be for women as well?
Probably makes more money.
Yeah.
I think if it's a thing where you're just doing your thing and your fans are from everywhere, that's different. But also then that's now asking if you date potentially, if it's content, actual explicit sexual content, that's another realm where it's like I'm dating a porn star at this point. That's a decision to really think about. But if you're just doing like, again, posing, preening, and you got male fans and women
Stripping.
fans and stripping, I don't like strippers.
Okay.
I don't like seeing men
That was the
gyrate.
next one.
Yeah,
don't like
you know
it.
what?
I
I
don't
don't
like
want to go
seeing
to.
men
I know. I don't want men
She
to.
likes
Is it the
strippers.
cheese?
They were like strippers.
But women strippers look. They're
I don't
different.
dislike strippers.
I think I
I've
don't
got
know.
no issue with
You see,
strippers.
this is where we're gonna get like flack now, because I don't want to go to a male strip club and have no
never.
man oily like gyrating over
Doesn't
I don't
me.
like
turn me
that.
on.
Doesn't
Flick-
turn me
no,
on.
it doesn't turn me
Right,
on
left
at all.
and right.
There's no, yeah, there's just,
No.
no, it doesn't turn me
I
on.
think it's-
but I can see in female strippers, like I get it, innit? Like that's
Yeah,
what
no,
I
I
like.
think there's
Yeah.
actually like way more to it.
Me too.
I think it's it's a beautiful art form.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
with male
women look
stripping, I don't feel
beautiful
like
as
that.
well. I think
They
men,
do.
it's not the same.
it doesn't
like-
look good. It's not nice.
The low gyration from the waterfall
The
gyration, I don't
thrusting.
want to see that.
I don't want to
I
see
can't
it.
lie,
cheesy.
it's my socialization, but I don't respect them.
Oh, you
So
have
you
to go
can,
there, man.
so you
Yeah.
can have that with a stripper.
A male stripper.
You can't say
Nah.
you don't respect them. That's why don't you respect them? They're making a living.
I know I should, but that's what I'm saying. It's socialization.
That Summer of Chocolate City videos.
No.
Was
Oh,
so
no.
funny. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That was,
No.
what a time.
I don't like it. And I think
wouldn't-
Do you remember the videos that were
No,
what a
no,
time
no,
it
no.
was to be
I wouldn't have
alive.
I
No.
like
No way.
No.
Women were going.
Someone was like,
They were.
yeah, it's disgusting.
But
Women do
the-
Some
that.
girl ended up in
Even that-
hospital. It was all
Yeah,
mad.
it's a lot, it's a
Even
lot.
that, it's just like,
What
why?
are you
No,
doing?
What are they doing?
And also the women going reacting like, what? Do you, like, what? Calm down.
They were
That's
thirsty
yeah.
as hell. It
That's
was
disgusting.
one after the other as well.
man.
Doing things to the
Have
guy,
some
one
decorum.
after the
Like
other.
you can't get like that.
Yeah,
That
yuck.
was But that
I was
also
very
taps into all the
disappointed.
guys that are lying about women that don't have sexual feelings. Yes, they do, because you could see these videos.
They're
Women are hungry.
Yeah.
Hungry.
Hungry.
Oh, mate.
Auntie Nana, what have you heard, man?
Sorry.
Okay. Did you have another question?
No, it's all right.
We gotta get off this.
All right. So my story today, it's really sad, but Anthony Joshua yesterday, well, this morning, I guess, early hours, he lost his fight. The guy's name's gone out of my head.
Alexander Usyk.
There we go, Usyk. Did you guys see it? What do you think? Are your hearts bleeding for Anthony Joshua like my one is at this moment? I really feel for him.
Do I start?
Go on.
Okay. I think it's boxing, innit, man? Yeah, there's winners, there's losers. I think Anthony Joshua had an amazing run from such an early, young age. I think he got the whole of the UK behind him very early on. I think like he looks like somebody we want to be as our main sportsman. He's obviously aesthetically pleasing on the eye. I think he comes across really well. I feel like what happened last night after the boxing was a shame. I think I'm sure we'll talk about that, but I do think it is boxing. I think we're in this new age of boxing. We're just used to having boxers go out and never being beaten and stuff. But
Yeah.
like even some of our like Muhammad Ali lost a few times.
Yeah.
Tyson lost. Like
Yeah.
like you lose, you bounce back, you come back. You know what I mean? I think yesterday the what happened after will be more of the talking point. I don't think Anthony Joshua losing to Usyk is as big of a deal as anybody. If you saw the first fight, you knew that this guy is not here to play, and you knew that he was going to have questions that AJ maybe won't have answers for. Like it was 50-50 as to whether he was going to do it again.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think people were like very disappointed. I also feel like if I'm totally honest, I feel like they were 50-50 as to whether or not he could do it or not, because I don't feel like there was that much hype behind this fight as much as previous fights. Like, do you know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing the press rounds. We weren't seeing loads of different. So it was kind of like, so I went into it having no expectations. I don't feel like the way it panned out in regards to like the stuff that happened after is how he would have wanted to be, how he wanted to have gone out. And I think that happens sometimes when you have a reaction to something, and then after it's all said and done, and you sit in a room and you think, well, I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have behaved that way. And I think that's going to be worse than even him losing the fight. Like, he did everything he could do yesterday. He just wasn't the better man. It is what it is. But I feel like the reaction kind of will take away from, or make him feel a lot worse than him even losing the fight, in my opinion.
Did you guys see the reaction? What do you think?
Yeah. I'm sad for the guy, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like Anthony. I like what he's done. I think what happened in the ring when he was kind of talking afterwards was, like, I think obviously I don't know the guy, but I think he was trying to display good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've lost, but I'm still here to praise this guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not beef, all that kind of stuff. And I think that is commendable. I don't know. I just don't want them to clown him. That's the thing, because they're trying to take him for Frank Bruno, and they are not the same. Like, please.
Do you think? I don't think they're trying to take him for
Nah,
Frank
they
Bruno.
are. They
Really?
are,
Some of
man.
the comments online, I was
Seriously,
like,
it's
don't
just
do that
ridiculous.
to AJ.
Yeah.
Like, nah, he's not like this. He's a smart guy. You know, he's been on his thing for a long time, and I just think he's just one of the better black men out there. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And he's done pretty well. So I think, you know, like you said, Ace, like, you win some, you lose some. He lost on this occasion. I'll just, you know, like, if I could, I would give him a hug.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think, I think he'll, I don't know. We'll see whether he actually fights again. We'll see that. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it comes to a point where, you know, he has to weigh up, like, whether he wants to get back into the ring again and see if that's a possibility. Yeah, because I think, like, his especially his reaction in the press conference when Anton Allen asked that question about, you know, are you proud of yourself? Like, that was a very raw, vulnerable moment. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And there's probably 101 things going through his mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, from his point of view, that could have been that he could have wanted that to be his last fight. Obviously, he's fought this guy again. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. That could have, like, if he won, that could have taken his career on a different path. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, in that moment when you realise, okay, it didn't work out the way I wanted it to, like, it's a lot. He couldn't really even answer that. Do you know what I mean? And it was hard to watch, to be honest, you know? And like, you know, and I know obviously people have similar experiences stuff, but just like from a Nigerian background point of view as well, it's just like that pride, that kind of aspiration, that kind of like that notion of winning, like it's so ingrained in our culture. Do you know what I mean? And like obviously, you know, there is always support when it doesn't happen, but I can't even really express it, but it's just in our DNA. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. It is a lot not to have the outcome that you desire in that moment. Do you know what I mean? So I just feel for him.
There's an awful lot of pressure on black sportsmen and women, but especially in boxing. And I say that because, do you know a white boxer who's got to where Anthony Joshua has got, and it's been blown up like this massive thing? I can't actually name one, like a British one. I can't really name one. Like you mentioned
Tyson Fury, maybe.
You mentioned, but it's different. Yeah, maybe. But anyway.
Well, I guess he's like a consummate winner as well. Like people do think he always wins. I think Anthony gets that thing like, he's good, but he's not the winner.
I think that's because there's been so much pressure. He did so well for so long. So he's carrying the pressure of the black man on his back. Yeah. And it doesn't matter that he's Nigerian, because my whole family, what I mean by that, Auntie Nigerian Sade, it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter in a sense of he's carrying it for the black race, like the black people. My family watched it. My family have been very supportive. We're not Nigerian, we're not African, we're from the Caribbean.
It's not that. So what I'm saying is there's a cultural thing
I don't mean
within
that
our
bit.
culture. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, but I don't mean that. I'm talking about the pressure that he's getting from everyone black to be perfect, and it's very difficult to be perfect. He's got pressure from the black community. He's got pressure from the Nigerian community. He's got pressure from the white community that have accepted him and expect him to do a certain thing. To always win. There's a lot of pressure from him, and like we've all said, it's boxing. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. Some of the greatest boxers in the world have lost it. You know, and he's still quite young, and he's gone through quite a lot of things, and it's just like, I feel for him, because, you know, he might have wanted to have this as his last boxing match. He might have wanted to just go out with a bang. There's all these things, but I like the fact that he was able to show some vulnerability, even though it was very sad. And I do feel for him, but the pressure to be perfect all the time, that's very difficult. It's very difficult. So I don't know, you know, he's probably going to take a long time to sit down and think about what he wants to do after this. There's other fields that he can go into. He's a very smart guy, like you said. So the fact that some people are trying to clown him off, that's what happens as well. They build them up and they knock them down. Literally, that's what happens in, you know, in this industry. When I say the industry, in the media, that's what they do. That's what they're known for. But I don't know. I want to say, you live to fight another day.
I feel like he's going to fight again.
No, he definitely will.
I think he will.
There's still fights that he can have. There's still fights we want to see. And he'll definitely bounce back for this. Yeah.
How old is he? Like
32? He's like 32.
Is he in his 30s?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought he was in his 20s.
No.
Okay. All right, so
I
he hasn't
heard
got that
He's
much
got
longer,
loads longer, but he can definitely still like have some good money fights.
Can I ask you a question? Because I heard you say this on the radio. Do you blame yourself because you didn't speak to him?
No, I don't.
He was saying that. Oh yeah. Didn't you say like?
I said whenever we a week before the fight, we'd always buck at some point, either on the phone or like in the barbershop. And the couple of times he did it were the 2 times he lost.
No,
It's actually your fault.
It's you.
See, I was feeling like it was me for watching. So that's why I turned away. When it got to like about round 8, I was like, oh my God, I'm watching again and he's going to lose.
I get that. Do you ever do that? Definitely I do. Like I feel like I'm not going to watch because I'm going to jinx it. So I'm not going to watch.
Imagine
like me watching. It's going to be such an impact. All that power. Nothing they've done makes any difference. The training. Nothing makes notice if I'm going to watch.
I don't know what it is, but I've not given a damn. And I've just removed myself. Even people were talking about it on the way home from when we went out last night. And I was like, he's going to lose. Like, and maybe it's my fault. But I had the vibe, the current vibe, and that's being on the outskirts, because for me and boxing now in my older age, I don't like violent sports. I'm not really into it. But I was definitely immersed in the era of Tyson, Bruno, Michael Bay, and all them type of. I was immersed in that world of boxing. I loved it. But now I don't care so much. I like Anthony for who he is and what he represents, and I definitely understand about the pressure. But I think I've removed myself from it because I don't care about the sport. I don't want him to suffer, but it's that pressure thing as well that people expect him to do really great. And you've got the legends of black boxers that are unfaltered. And you know, even though Muhammad's lost and Tyson lost, you don't ever hear about their losers.
There was
barely, unless it's like as part of a conversation.
It's funny because Sade said, they're trying to take Anthony Joshua for Frank Bruno. But can you imagine what Bruno would have been if there was social media around that time?
Oh, wow.
Like, they were making memes about AJ before the bell even rang. So like, it's a totally different time.
And Bruno
we wouldn't have heard,
like
maybe Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali. We would have looked at them differently if everybody was on social media.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So there is more pressure on AJ to be perfect.
There is.
And he listens to what people saying on social media. He reads. I'm not saying he reads comments, but
these
things
the
get back to
him. He removes himself.
People
People are going to tell him stuff.
It's impossible to avoid it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting that being on the outskirts, what has come to reach me in my being on the outskirts is that he was going to lose, and that he's not in the prime position to win fights at this point. And I don't know what it is because again, the outside conversation, the conversation that's reached me is that he's not as good a boxer, and that's it.
Oh, as in
so then
as they made him
out
out to be.
because I guess it's like, where's the competition? Where are the other boxers? So that he doesn't feel like, because you could be a mediocre boxer or an okay boxer.
Because, like in the top 10.
Yeah, that's
still
what I'm
great.
saying. That's what I'm saying. But because there's no one else, it's placed all on him. And that's why I'm just like, well, if he's, you know,
it's like the brand is bigger than
Absolutely.
That's what Charlemagne always says. Actually, Charlemagne always about AJ. Yeah, he's like the star of him is bigger than his boxing quality. So it's, but he always says, I really like him though. Like he's always like, I like him, and we like him, innit?
But then maybe that's the thing where it's a conversation Anthony has to have with himself where. What is my levels? And also forget the hype.
He's not a bad boxer.
I'm not saying he's a bad boxer. I'm not saying he's a bad boxer. I'm saying, is there anything from the pressure that's been put upon him to be the top boxer? Is there any having a conversation with myself about what are my actual levels? Because the pressure to do more and perform at this high level where I don't know. Like I said, I'm not immersed in the whole world of this. I don't really pay attention.
This is a sportsman. You always want to be the best that you can be.
But I feel like the added pressure is you have endorsements. You got to be on camera here. You got to smile. You got to go and chat to the kids. Whereas there's like gritty, grimy boxers like Dillian White who we don't really hear from that much. You might see the odd YouTube video rare. But that pressure's not on him. So he can just be in the gym and just do what he needs to do. So AJ's got Lucozade and he's doing
so much pressure.
So it's a conversation about what are you doing and what are you positioning yourself. What's important to you? What are your goals? Let's remove some of those extra things. I know it's easy to say because money, it's the brand, is building your legacy after boxing's done. But also, it's like what will remove this pressure and have you focus on the sport that you love and your career that you love. Or if it's not that, how do you ease yourself out of it and become something else? I think it's a fair question to ask, what are you doing right now?
Also, you guys were talking before we started about the fact that maybe we need to allow like sportsmen talking after the
I seriously think that. It's so difficult.
Why?
It's so difficult. You've gone through this emotional thing 100%. And then you're expected to come out and face all these press and talk about it straight away. Serena, Naomi, there's so many people that say I want to remove myself from this. It's very difficult. You go
even just that night as well. You've gone through all that training, especially boxing.
Everything.
Like you've gone, this whole thing.
Physically.
You come to this end of and now you've got a million cameras in your face.
That's so weird.
It's a weird contractual demand.
It really is.
It's a really strange one.
It really is. Imagine like you go for an interview, right? But do you know what I mean? And then you get fired, like, you know.
And then there's cameras in your face.
You'll be like, well,
what do you think you could have done to improve?
That's a lot. That is a lot.
Not lose your temper, compose yourself, and give like succinct answers.
And act, you know, and
demure
in order to get another job.
Yeah, exactly. Squash your future.
No, it's horrible. It's horrible.
All right, well, we love you, AJ. Even me, who's not really in it, but I love you, Sue. We wish you all the best and not to be under that pressure. Like, have a moment with yourself. And the people that support
Have a
you
moment
properly,
with yourself.
the people that support you properly and give you truth.
Yeah,
fucking stuff.
they will.
Since you know him so well, does he have like a girlfriend?
I don't really do that.
I can't say that.
I don't know about
Guess
that.
what? While we have somebody here,
like, we're just acquaintances,
Okay.
colleagues. Like, that's my guy. Salute to AJ.
okay.
I'll be back.
And even if he did, he wouldn't tell you.
No.
You never know. Sometimes you get people, and they're just like, yeah, no.
Alright, now it's time for our favourite part of the show. And Ace, you're about to Ian for a super